And in terms of critical minerals, we have a block that the Deccan owns 100% of that block. That is for nickel, copper, platinum mineralization. That is in the state of Chhattisgarh. So in the month of December, we are going to drill in that area in the coming December. See, at the end of the day, I think most of the world, at least in the short term, they are dependent on China. China came to this situation because last 20 years they have been doing it. I mean, everyone was sleeping, including US and other big countries. Now China slowly occupied that space.
Sir, we'll begin our questions with the mining. How the mining
Hmm.
industry is faring now. How is it doing?
Yeah, I think there are two types of mining industries in our country. One is the bulk commodities like iron ore, coal, dolomite, and those things. I think those industries are doing reasonably better because there is a lot of activity in spite of there are a bit of stoppages because of the auctioning and so on and so forth. But otherwise, bulk commodities are doing definitely good. And when you come to the other side, like the precious commodities or the non-bulk commodities, the growth is not as much as it has been anticipated. It's because all these commodities, you need to do a lot of exploration before that. So the exploration is not very, extensive in this country, in spite of all the efforts that government has put in recently. Because of that, the growth in this particular sector is not as much as it is anticipated. Like say, if I take the commodities like gold or other things, I think there is not except one mine that is now set up in Andhra. No other mine has been opened. Similar is the case with even like copper, lead, zinc. Only the existing ones are going on, but no new mines are coming onto the line. So I think in that sector, I could say it's not really doing that great. Yeah.
Okay. So coming to the precious minerals mining sector, sir, can you brief about your ongoing projects in India and overseas? First in India.
Yeah. As you know, we are into both precious commodities and also critical minerals. So in terms of precious metals, we have a gold mining project where we are that's in the state of Andhra Pradesh. That is the first gold project to be developed in the last 80 years in this country. We own about 27% in that project. There is a major shareholder, that is the Lloyd Group. They own about 70%. This project is fully commissioned now. In terms of production is going on. Pre-commissioned trials have almost been completed. It is now reached to a full-scale commercial production stage. So when in its peak stage, it is going to produce around 750 kilos per annum. That peak stage may come after 2 or 3 years. In the first year, maybe 450 to 500 kilos of gold is going to be produced in this mine. So that is our first and the only gold project we have in India. And in terms of critical minerals, we have a block that the Deccan owns 100% of that block. That is for nickel, copper, platinum mineralization. That is in the state of Chhattisgarh. We have won that block through auction in the year 2023, but this year we got all the permissions and approvals to start the work. We have completed most of the surface work, including geology, geophysics, etc. So in the month of December, we are going to drill in that area in the coming December. So I think that will, we are hoping that it will yield good results. And again, that is the first time a full-fledged drilling is going to happen for a nickel platinum project in this country by a private company. So these are the two projects in India that we have. Other than that, we have gold and critical mineral projects overseas. Most important one is in a country called Kyrgyzstan, which is in Central Asian republics, just south of Kazakhstan. There we have a gold mining project where we are expanding the existing processing facility. That we are building a gravity leaching circuit That processing facility, we will start commissioning it starting from this quarter. We'll start commissioning. It could be this month, coming month or the following month. But in phased manner, we will do it. In the next 4 or 5 months, entire plant will be commissioned. Mine is already going on. And again, in first year, it will produce around 350 to 400 kilos of gold doré bar. And in another 2 to 3 years, it will reach to a peak capacity of around 700 to 750 kilos. So that is the plan. And we own 60%. That is our subsidiary company. In fact, we own the majority stake. So that is our most advanced overseas precious metal project. Other than that, we have a gold project in Finland where we are going to do a small open pit mine next year in the summer. That is post this winter season now. And also we are going to drill to prove a resource of about 6 tons. The drilling could take about 1 to 2 years to complete, and then we'll get into the production there. And last but not the least, we have a lithium tantalum project in Mozambique. We own 90% of it. We are the major shareholders. We are currently carrying out drilling with a view to set up a processing facility sometime in the next year, maybe in the third quarter or fourth quarter. We'll set up the beneficiation plant so that we can prepare lithium and tantalum concentrates. And our plan is most likely to sell those concentrates to India. That is where I think the material need is more going forward. So I think in a nutshell, these are the projects that we have. Obviously, we are also looking for additional both precious metal and critical mineral projects overseas, but we are currently doing due diligence on that.
So Kyrgyzstan mine is for gold, and this Finland mine is again for gold, and then Mozambique mine is for lithium.
Lithium,
right?
Correct.
So so what's the capacity of production? I think you mentioned about Kyrgyzstan, and what about others?
Yeah, I mean, like Finland, again, it will be like we'll set up a 1,000-ton processing facility. That is the plan. So if we do that one, around 700 to a ton of gold every year we will be producing from there. At least first 5 years of operation, we will produce about a ton of gold per annum. So that was the kind of production we're anticipating from Finland. And coming to Mozambique, the lithium project, again, 1,000-ton processing facility is what we look at. So we may be producing around 200 tons of lithium concentrate on daily basis. So that is the kind of production we anticipate. It's a lithium concentrate only. It's not the battery grade lithium material. It is just a concentrate. So that has to come to India, and then based on the grade of the concentrate, you will have the final lithium metal required for the battery. And that processing would be different, in fact.
So how much percentage is allowed to take back to India? So there would be some.
Yeah, as and today, Mozambique is allowing to export whatever the concentrate that we produce. They don't object to it. Previously, what used to happen is very high grade ore, which can be directly used in the downstream industries. They used to export out of the country without any further value addition in that country. That's why what happened, only very high grade ore is pulled out. All the low grade ore is lying around in those mines. So now government is going to put a ban on export of just raw ore. They would expect us to do the downstream industries, increase the grade so that even low grade material is being upgraded, and then that is sold. That is going to come. Of course, we never did the sale of high grade ore, except I think only once we did from those mines. But otherwise, our plan always has been doing a bit of value addition to it. Use the low grade ore also to upgrade through our beneficiation plant, and then sell it. For which countries is happy to have, because once we have the downstream processing there, they get the local employment, local development, etc. So that is I think, primary idea,
Okay,
which
so,
is
so are you
valid,
get
of course.
yeah, correct. So
Mm.
are you getting any support under the National Critical Mineral Mission by the government?
We haven't actually approached them with this because now all that process is started now. Actually, I am also one of the members of that National Mineral Exploration Trust. I'm on the executive committee. So the policy is being now recently being framed, and I think government has also announced that part of the NMEDT, some money can be used for the funding the companies who are exploring overseas, particularly for these kind of commodities. I think going forward, one of the suggestions we gave is to bring in all the companies who are working overseas and bring because there are a lot of Indian diaspora who have taken blocks and exploring overseas. So if you bring all of them onto a platform uh, through our embassy or through diplomatic channels, they are actually the first ones to supply critical minerals to this country. I think government has taken that suggestion very well. They are going to start reaching out to these companies. Of course, we are also being one of them. It might happen soon, but so far it hasn't happened.
Okay, sir, are you the only company, which is doing the overseas exploration and mining, or are there other companies in the line also?
I think in terms of public listed company, I think we are the first ones to go out and doing these kind of things. I do not know exactly what Vedanta is doing, but there are many private individuals. They may not be necessarily registered in India, but they are all Indians who went on for different businesses in Africa, South America. They are already acquired blocks and they are doing exploration. So yeah, from the Indian perspective, if you say probably we are the uh, first ones or among the first ones to reach out to the other places and explore and develop these kind of projects. Yes.
Okay, so the lithium imports from Mozambique via
Mm.
your company. So how
Mm.
will it change the dynamics of rare earth mineral and critical minerals in the country, because there is a shortage?
Yeah. I mean, the amount of lithium and rare earth metal that are required by us, I think you might have seen recently, our import is of these kind of commodities is now reaching almost like 70,000 crores or something in the coming year. So whatever we will be supplying, it may be very small. It may not change the dynamics completely. And also one other thing that we need to understand, particularly for lithium and we also need to have this robust battery industry, which can take the material from other countries and process and take it to the battery stage. That itself has not proliferated as yet. So unless that is there, I afraid we may not be able to sell the concentrate to India also. So that is something which we suggested to National Critical Mission to fund those kind of downstream technologies in this country. So yeah, I mean it will be definitely helpful, but it may not really have a big impact. But it's a first step,
Right, right,
like many other that is required.
right. So, sir, after Mozambique, which is the new destination you are going to explore rare earth minerals?
Yeah, we are actually doing due diligence for rare earth metals in one of the countries in Europe and also in another country in uh, southern part of Africa. So these are the two places where we are currently doing due diligence for those projects. And I think in a month or so, we will have a clear idea how much we are going to invest in these countries.
Okay, great. So, for
Yeah.
my understanding and clarity,
Mm,
the quantity which you are mining from those
mm,
countries
mm,
under this
mm,
rare earth thing, you
mm,
are getting back the 100% of those minerals
mm,
to India,
mm.
right?
Yeah, that is definitely the plan.
Okay, great.
We're planning to talk to some people have actually approached us to pick the concentrates from Mozambique, and we will definitely bring it to India. There is no doubt
Okay.
about it.
Okay. So, sir, as we are saying that, it's in the crude form and we have to process it and
Mm.
add the value, then that will be in the condition to
Mm.
use it.
Mm. Yeah,
And
yeah.
do we have that infrastructure or machinery in domestic markets?
In the domestic markets, my understanding is there are a couple of companies who have taken are in the process of taking environment clearances to set up those kind of industries, particularly converting the lithium into the battery grade material and then take it to the latter. So we hope in the next 1 year or so, by the time we are ready, those industries also come up in India. Yes, the steps are being taken.
Okay, sir. As you said that you are the among the the founding members of
Mm, mm.
critical mission. So what is the change and what what's the development happened during that period when it was launched till now?
I think two things that are happening. One is the National Mineral Exploration Trust, which has about close to 17,000 crores of fund that has been envisaged for the exploration. So I can see that so many exploration projects are being taken up by using this fund. All over India, the work is being going on. I think that is the biggest positive step because exploration is the only solution that you can develop mines in this country. And exploration is a long process. It would have been better if we had started this exploration about 5, 6 years back because from the day one of the exploration, it may take about 8 years to convert that into a mine. So it will take time, but whatever it is started now. So that is one big positive development. And other than that, now companies, particularly the government owned companies, like I think you might have heard Kabil, which is a group of Indian PSUs all put together. They have been going out all over the world, tying up for these critical mineral uh, with the critical mineral companies or the projects overseas, again with a view to bring them to India. I think these are the two significant steps that have happened, other than whatever um, the kind of development in the technologies. Government is very keen to fund the people who are doing research in it, develop new technologies to either extract the ore or use the battery, these materials for different kinds of batteries to develop. So last 2 years, I could see a lot of development in this, and particularly last 1 year, a lot of money is being spent on this, and then the progress is being seen now.
Okay. So, sir, because we are talking about the domestic market now, so
Mm.
what's the capacity of Chhattisgarh mining? How much production are we expecting in the first year when it roll out
Yeah,
and become fully functional?
yeah. I mean, as I said, it is an exploration project. Well, I think once we drill this year, I will have much more kind of decent figures to work on it or to let you know. But a very ballpark, if I have to tell you, something like about 10,000 tons of copper and 10,000 tons of nickel on an annual basis will be able to produce out of that mine. But it's subject to so many other things like the kind of the grade that we may get and what kind of plant that we are going to set up, and we will get addition of nickel, copper, some platinum, palladium out of this mine also. So it's a multi-commodity mine, in fact.
So it's nickel, copper, and palladium.
Nickel, copper, platinum plus palladium.
Okay, so which is the critical mineral among them? Because I think copper, yeah,
All four. I mean, copper
is
is
available
key.
in yeah, it's
But India is completely dependent on, yes, it
import.
is available in India, but a lot of copper is imported. Big smelters that are built in India to import the copper concentrates and produce copper here. Similarly, nickel is used in the nickel cadmium batteries, and also nickel is used in the industry, steel industry, advanced steel is being produced out of it. We don't produce any nickel in this country. So that is very critical metal. Platinum, palladium. Palladium is used as a catalytic converter in the cars. That also we import everything. So all four are grouped under critical minerals, in fact.
Okay. Sir, I want to talk about, you were talking about Finland and then Kyrgyzstan. So, means what's the capacity of them? We talked about the capacity, right? Okay.
Yeah,
Sir,
yeah.
So there is one more mine about, 1 second. So there is Altin Tor Gold Project.
Yeah, that is the Kyrgyzstan one. The
Kyrgyzstan
Kyrgyzstan project is called Altin Tor. Yeah.
Altin Tor. And
Which we discussed.
Okay. And what's the name of project in Mozambique?
Mozambique, it is, there are multiple licenses. We call them as, I have to get the name. It's called Inchocha lithium project.
Okay. And this Chhattisgarh project is Bhalukona.
Bhalukona, yes.
And Andhra is Jonagiri Gold Project.
Jonagiri Gold Project, correct.
Okay. And Andhra project is already rolled out.
Already rolled out it is, yeah.
All right. Great. So there's one more thing. Are you engaging with Indian public sector undertakings or foreign partners for technology or funding?
Not yet. So far, we are not using any of them. We are raising funds through the public markets. And as a company, we are self-sufficient in doing exploration, mining, and processing. I think that is our biggest strength. We have teams which can explore from the grassroots level. We have our own mining team to do the mining operations, and also the team to set up the processing plants. So I think we don't require per se the tie up on the technology to develop these things. But for funding, so far we haven't approached any public sector units. Probably that's a good idea, because as we grow, we need to tie up with them, and then particularly the critical mineral sector.
Right.
We would look at it in future.
Okay. So one more thing about the overseas projects. What's the estimated investment outlay of each overseas project in Mozambique?
Yeah. Mozambique, we are looking at around $30 to $40 million. That means around 350 crores in that country, which would allow us to build the processing plant also. So that is what it is done. So far, we have spent around $25 million, like almost 220 crores we have spent. I think another 20 crores we have to spend before we fully commission the plant. And Finland, again, another 40 million would be required. 40 million, around 320 crores. So in total, if you see, I think around 800 to 900 crores is kind of investment on the current project that we are going to do in the next 3 to 4 years. And if you acquire any more, then it's a different story.
Okay, sir. Apart from Chhattisgarh block, are you looking at some other mine or other state where there is potential possibility of rare earth minerals?
In India, you mean?
Yeah. Because I heard there are some chances in Northeast also.
Yes. There are, actually in India, there are good projects. Previously, we reviewed and we worked on some of the projects in particularly Meghalaya and Nagaland. Those places we did work there also. But one thing that we have faced here is with this kind of auctioning system, where people, many companies are kind of promising very high premiums, sometimes 60%, 70%, which we believe may not be conducive going forward. Economically, it may not be possible for the company to give those kind of high premiums. That is one thing which we are concerned with. So we are going a bit slow on this acquiring assets in India. Otherwise, geological potential, we are very sure it is there, but we do not know how to break this. These high premiums. If I take an example, there is one mine in Chhattisgarh. For the lithium, they offered close to 70%. 70% premium if you offer, and then you have to explore, you have to build capex and then operational expenditure, I afraid the company, it may not be financially sustainable. So even at the mine in Chhattisgarh, we offer 21% premium, which is on the higher side.
Okay.
Beyond that, it will be very difficult for us to offer.
All right. So last question. China has the monopoly over rare earth minerals exports across the world,
Yeah,
and we are
yeah,
highly dependent on China. And China is
correct.
now acting up,
Yeah,
on that. It has restricted
correct.
some exports to India.
Yeah,
So what
correct.
should be our strategy to deal with it? And what is
I mean,
happening here?
see, at the end of the day, I think most of the world, at least in the short term, they are dependent on China. There is not much immediately you can do because these are all long-term strategies. China came to this situation because last 20 years they have been doing it. I mean, everyone was sleeping, including US and other big countries. Now China slowly occupied that space, and they are now like 1 to 10 in that, and the next follows. Next country is 11. So I think for the first few years, you still have to negotiate and get the material from China. But at the same time, the strategy that is being adopted, acquiring the assets overseas, which are close to the production, and ramp up the domestic exploration and production. I think these are the two things government has taken up seriously, and I think those steps are being taken. And the third one is in terms of exploration, domestic exploration. If they make the policies more conducive for the explorers, probably more companies would come in rather than spending the sovereign funds. Maybe the private industry itself will fund these exploration programs. Like if you take an example of Deccan Gold Mines, we have raised around 200 crores in the capital market, and they use that for exploration. So, like us, if there are many companies who are exploring, the government will not have the pressure of using sovereign funds, and also the industry will develop very quickly. So that is, I think, one thing that government could do, but that is a policy matter that government has to decide. And the third thing is using the scrap for that is again, it's a technology dependent. You have to develop these technologies. The initial steps are being taken. The government is asking companies to do the research to develop the technology. Yeah, I think the steps are being taken because we are in the nascent stages because of our delay. Uh, um, the results can only be seen after 3, 4 years, I think. Up to that point, you will definitely depend on China and some of the larger producers.
Okay, so the government has also started semiconductors mission, and it's also
Yeah,
setting up plants, in India.
yeah,
And do
correct.
you think the way the government is pushing for, the self-dependency,
Mm,
self-sufficiency in
mm,
rare earth
mm, mm,
minerals through
mm.
domestic and overseas exploration, do you think we will be able to, make the dream come true in semiconductors sector also?
I would think so. I am very positive about it. And you have to be self-dependent in this because commodities like gold and other things, if price is more, if you have money, you will go and buy it. That depends on your purse. But these critical minerals, many countries are planning, I mean, they are not going to sell them. So whatever the money that you have, if someone is not going to sell it, then you have to produce internally. So I am confident we will find deposits which can sustain our dreams of building the semiconductor industry in India.